guys, welcome to Wealthy, a podcast to help inspire and educate you to live well and wealthy. My name is Hannah.
Hey guys, this is Derek.
And we are your hosts. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about a really popular question that both of us have in our industries of just how do we get started with something and how do we make it become part of our lifestyle? And we have 2 pretty easy answers for that. One overall very, very easy answer for that we both really agree on. But yeah, Derek, talk to me. Talk to me about your industry and how, creating a lifestyle of something works for you.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're talking about today, guys. We're going to focus a lot about how small actions done frequently have a lot of power in our life and how can we apply that to our health and to our wealth. So like Hannah said, I'm going to start off just with the wealth side of things today. We're going to talk money real quick. And for me, we're going to talk about the power of compounding. And that, you've probably heard that when it comes to, compound interest. That might be something you've heard before. You will hear it at some point in your life because it's everywhere. But no, we had this cool quote that I found online. I wasn't able to accredit it to anyone. So if you said it, that'd be kind of cool. Reach out to us.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Hey, that's mine. Okay, we'll prove it, I guess. But either way, it just says that nothing in existence can stop or impede for any meaningful length of time the power that comes through concentrated effort applied consistently over time.
And to me, that's a really super cool quote. It's so wordy, though.
It is very. I like.
Can you break it down for us?
Reading that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, did we even say anything?" So basically, all it's saying is just that when you apply effort or energy or power or whatever, when you apply something over time and it is applied in a concentrated manner, you can't stop it. And so I think the best example is like the Grand Canyon, right? It's a small amount of water. It's if you look at the Colorado River, yeah, it's a good river, whatever. It's a normal sized river, but it's not the Nile or the Amazon or one of these, the Mississippi, one of these massive or super fast flowing rivers. It's a normal river, but it created the Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah, and one thing that really sticks out to me in this quote is the consistent part, not the concentrated. Because at least for fitness, the effort levels might change. Mm-hmm. And some days you're just putting in, you're just making it work. It's just one of those days that you have to just show up.
Hit the wickets.
Yeah. So I like the consistency aspect of this quote a lot.
I think that's why it's so wordy because there are almost a lot of little asterisks. Whoa, how many asterisks? But there are many asterisks. There we go. That'll probably hurt people's ears. But anyways, to this topic, right, is that it needs to be a concentrated effort. It needs to be over time and it needs to be consistent because it's like, well, over the last 5 years, I've worked out 5 times super hard. And it's like, okay, cool. Not getting the results you want, huh? Well, no, why not? Because that's not consistent. You're not, going, well, I guess I consistently go once a year, but anyways, we'll get into that. Yeah. Let's move on to the whole money side of things like we were talking about. So Hannah, this quick question for you.
Talk to me.
I got this here. In our realm of things, and just keep it simple, what is the most valuable thing in the world?
So if I had to put a name on it, the most valuable thing in the world.
Yes.
To everybody.
I think because it could be an opinion thing, right? Everyone's going to say, well, to me, the most valuable thing is family.
Okay, so
we're not really getting into that, right? Yeah, it's more kind of like an abstract way.
Okay. I would say time.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Time is the most valuable thing that we have. It's something that cannot be created. It cannot be stolen. We have to freely give away our time and there's nothing we can do to take it back, get it back, earn it back. There's literally nothing. So how we use that time is essential to our lives. And there's so much power behind that. And that's the key to what we're talking about today is building habits, taking our efforts that we put in, using that time to our advantage to really have power in our lives. And so let's gonna break it down into an example financially, right? So For the listeners out there, man, I'm mumbly today. I need to wake up.
Your tongue is just floppy.
Floppy tongue. No, so for the listeners out there, I have a sister. I have a family, and one of my sisters has a couple kids. And one thing that I've wanted to do with her is just to sit down with her and my brother-in-law, her husband, and just kind of try to set them up with some kind of savings or investments for their kids in the future, right? Something that every parent wants to do, every parent is concerned with. How do I do this? What's the best way for me to save money for my kids, for whether it's for college, cars, weddings, whatever it may be? I think that's a very, very valid and common question, is what's the best way? And, I'm not going to get into details today because that's not what we want to hit on, but we're going to hit the general topic of almost regardless of the details. If you apply what we're about to go over right now, this will make those details almost inconsequential. So let's give you a quick example. This is what I want to do, help my family set up for their children. So let's say she wants to start saving for the kids. She says, I can save $100 a month. Just let's throw one kid out there, right? So I can have $100 a month to put away for this child, right? For their future, whatever it is. Now, there are a couple different ways I can put that money away. I could put it in a savings account. I could stuff it under the mattress. I could invest it, right? We're looking at a couple different things. So let's say she stuffs it under the mattress. And let's say that as soon as she gets pregnant, as soon as the child is born, she starts stuffing money under this mattress, $100 a month, and she does it for 25 years. Okay, so 25 years passes. There's a lot of cash under that mattress.
Yeah.
And she pulls it all out, counts it. Probably going to be a sizable sum, right? $100 a month, 25 years, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward through math. You're going to end up with $30,000. Awesome. Great. What child wouldn't be appreciative at 25 years for a parent to say, hey, that college tuition, that degree you wanted to get, or that home you wanted to buy, or hey, you have your special someone. Here's $30,000 that was put away for you. Go ahead.
Yeah. From a wellness standpoint, I'm kind of grossed out that she hasn't changed her mattress in 25 years.
She's flipped it, rotated it, had it steam cleaned. It's probably flat as a pancake now.
No, but she's got all that cash.
Maybe she got a new mattress and lost some of the cash. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
That doesn't go. Keep moving on.
So 25 years, $100 a month. $30,000. Great. Good job. Way to not touch it. Take out. Oh, we just need to dip out of it. Good. But let's go on the flip side, though. Let's consider something else. Let's say that they had invested that cash. That $100 a month was put into an account that was giving us an average rate of return. And, let's take the average rate of return from the stock market, right? Depending on who you ask, it could vary on the low end of 5%, up to some people claim 7, 8, 9%, right? So let's take a conservative amount, and we're going to say 6%. So same scenario though, $100 a month, 25 years, but this time it's in an account that compounds monthly and is getting a 6% return on that. We fast forward to the end. Now, to give to that child, we have $66,000.
Wow.
Okay,
It's a huge jump.
More than double the cash, right? Oh, but math, you have to think this is the power of compounding. When it's compounding on itself, the money is making money off of itself, because you're not saying I'm putting an additional amount in. That's not it. That entire 25 years, every month, it's still only $100. Nothing extra was sacrificed. Just a little bit of knowledge was put into place, and she made the time work for her. That time worked by every month, the compounding, saying, what was that previous amount we had? Okay, let's multiply it. Let's add that 6%. What's this new amount? Oh, let's give another 6%. What's that new amount, right? For 25 years, that time, that is powerful. That's what we're talking about here. Now, let's say we're going back to the other scenario, the $30,000. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got $30,000. I wish I had 66. Shoot, but I've learned now. So I'm going to go put it in the stock market. Okay, cool, whatever. Hypothetically, that's not going to magically become $66,000 because that 25 years of time is gone.
And it was consistent.
Right. You can't take it back.
Years.
There is no Yeah, exactly. You can't just suddenly decide, I'm going to throw this lump sum of $30,000 in. Sure, it could grow and it'll go quickly because it's $30,000 compared to $100 a month, right? But the point of this whole thing was just to illustrate that time of literally doing nothing, letting cash sit in an account, whatever kind of account it is, doesn't matter right now. That's what we're saying. The details of those accounts don't matter too much when you're just taking into fact the time that gets applied with that 6% return gives you more than double your return over the 25-year period. And if anyone wants to question math and stuff like that, I did all of this. I didn't do it by hand. The IRS has a website that you can put in, they have all these calculators on there. You can put in any type of scenario you want, accounting for taxes and all sorts of stuff, inflation, whatever you want to do, right? So that's how I know the numbers are good. That's how I know it was a good scenario to run and that everything's correct. So it's just goes to show that time is where the power is. It's not so much in the $100 a month. Yes, you couldn't have got there if you'd never made the contributions in the first place. But the whole point is just that the $100 a month consistently gives us that base 30,000 applied smart and intelligently. You apply that intelligently and use the power of time, you more than double the return. So anyways, let's move on a little bit, guys. I think that just adds the power to what we're trying to say about this whole time thing. And so now what? Let's say that you're trying to think, okay, cool. I love that example. I want to do it. Now what? Let's say I don't have $100 a month. That's not the point. Stop nitpicking the details. That's not what we're worried about. The point is that X amount of dollars, and that's just for the finance, and we'll talk X amount of effort or whatever in the future. But for now, X amount of dollars gets put away for a certain period of time consistently, and we let that time work for us to give us a greater return. So make it 10, 20, 50, whatever you can do. Look at what...
Just make it consistent though. Like if you can decide for 1 year, you can put away $20 a month into investments. And then maybe the next year your finances change and you could do 50. And then maybe you're growing a little bit month by month.
Right.
And able to add a little bit more into your investment.
There's always wiggle room. You can, I don't want to tell people, go out and get second jobs, stuff. I'm all in favor of people working their butts off. That's great. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. Maybe you are on more of the side of just cut back a little bit. How many subscriptions to different things do you need? Do you need
we
this
all
and that?
have borrowed someone's Netflix password. Maybe it's time that you do that.
Or guys, look at what type of internet are you paying for? Do you need the ultra high fast crazy internet just to watch your Netflix and hang out? Probably not. That's going to save you $20 a month right there. Throw it in your account, get that return, put some time to work. That's a nice chunk of change for retirement or whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
So let's move forward. You may be wondering, well, okay, you said you're not going to go into details, and I'm not, but the types of accounts that you can look at. Generally, guys, there's a lot out there. Right now, returns, rates of return percentages, they're not that great for things like savings accounts. I know there's high yield savings accounts and those are great. There are some up there in the 2% right now, and that's the highest they've been in years just because of, the way the economy works and all of that. So they're there. So if you want to be extremely conservative, or maybe, you're saying, all right, well, I can put $1,000 a month away, but I really don't like the stock market. I don't like investing. I'm scared of it. Fine. Put that $1,000 away and take your 2%. Time's still going to work for you. 2% still going to work for you. It's still going to be better than putting it under the mattress.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And again, there are other accounts out there. Like I said, high yield savings are great if you want to be extra safe. If you are looking to get into the market and stuff, just do some Googling, do some searching and research at looking at like brokerages and things like that. This isn't me encouraging you to go start learning how to be a trader and things like that. This is just, where can I put my money to let it sit? That's really what it is.
And actually do good sitting.
Exactly.
Because the moral of the story is underneath your mattress is a waste of money. Mm-hmm. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money.
It's funny because this makes me think of like fantasy football and baseball teams, because I don't do it myself, but I have a lot of friends and family that do it. And one thing I have learned over the years from talking to them is that tinkering with your setup does you no good. It does harm. It hurts you every time because you're overthinking it, overanalyzing it, making up scenarios and situations in your head that you stare at things long enough that you eventually see what you want to see or what you're afraid of. And then you play towards that instead of reality. And that can especially happen when you're looking at the market and money and you're worrying about your money because you're, oh my gosh, this and that. And, you know, like Hannah said, do some good sitting, put it away, let someone else manage the money for you. Look for these managed accounts and, you know, self-balancing accounts and things like that. That's where you'll find that good sitting because they can take care of it for you. And the nice thing is when you're looking at that, like brokerages and things like that, they have setups where you can select to be ultra conservative or a moderate or more aggressive. You know, there's tiers in between. If you want to say, yes, okay, I'm willing to take on a little bit more risk and be more aggressive, but, and you know, put it in the market, but I still want to be safe. Great. There are all sorts of accounts out there that are managed and they self-operate. You just deposit the cash, direct deposit it every month, and they invest it for you. You select to be conservative, so they're safe about it. And, you know, that's pretty much how it rolls. And again, one thing that we'll go over a little bit more is that, you know, when you're trying to establish these habits, you need to make it easy on yourself. You know, don't make it hard on yourself to undertake an endeavor. I think Hannah sees this a lot when she takes on new clients. You know, they want to do something new. And because and this is great because they're willing to put in the work. Isn't that right? Like they're willing to put in the work, they're willing to do it, but they almost have to make up some sort of extra difficulties so that they can say, yes, this is hard because of this. When it's like, well, does that ever happen with you where they almost make it harder on themselves by, oh, well, if I'm going to get healthy, I also have to diet and I also have to exercise and I also have to do yoga and I also have to do supplements. And they kind of take on more than is really necessary to nail down a simple thing.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, this is the perfect time of year to talk about it, but it's like when you set New Year's resolutions, you don't just set one really good intention that you could actually do throughout the year. People have to do all of the extreme stuff that it's just like, well, if I do this, I need to do this. And if it's like the whole give a mouse a cookie scenario.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen some clients, whether they're personal training clients or just group fitness clients, or even people that reach out to me on Instagram that are like, this isn't working. I'm doing all this stuff and I can't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere with it. And it's just like, because you're doing too much, you are making it too big of a deal. You are overthinking it and under, like, you're just losing your efficiency and your effectiveness by adding more and taking away your energy and it's all about, for me, and what I like to really communicate to people is that it's your connection and your mindset while you're doing something that's really going to change your life. Yeah, sometimes you have to go through the motions and everything, and we all have those days. But at the same time, like if you are showing up and you're just doing the bare minimum, but you are there 100% for most of the time, that's going to give you more results and set you up in a healthier position to add on more in the future than if you were to try everything all at once and then quit everything all at once it does get too hard. Or you do have a sick day and you miss one thing, so you just miss all things.
Mm-hmm. You fall off the wagon. It's like, oh, I got to take all that back on again.
Yeah.
Being sick was kind of nice because I didn't have to worry about it for 2 days.
Yeah. It's like, I see a lot of the times that someone's doing like a workout regimen and they miss their workout, but at the same time, they've been trying to eat super, super clean, like too clean, you know, and it's just like, you're not doing like any certain like lifestyle change as far as like, you're not going vegan because you want to save the world. Like you're just trying to do it for an aesthetic reason. But here you have this mindset that it's just like, oh, I missed a workout, so I'm going to eat like crap today because it's all for nothing.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that too, the whole falling off the bandwagon thing, and give you guys some tricks we've learned over the years to help not do that. Cause it's hard. We get it. We've been there and we have those days as well. But yeah, it's just, and you know, the point with that as well that I wanted to make was just when you're not making it hard, you know, make it easy on yourself. Stack your tool belt. Why do people think that they kind of have to go in alone and just be raw and this is it. And there's no easy. And it's like, okay, great. I like the go-getter attitude. That's awesome.
Oh, for sure.
Seriously. Yeah. Go kill it. But at the same time, it's kill it smartly, and just, this is the last point I wanted to hit on with the money stuff was just that, when you're trying to put this money away, make it a automatic withdrawal, direct deposit, recurring, whatever you want to call it. Just automate it. Automate the entire thing. Don't make yourself have to log into the bank account, see your money your hard-earned money. Okay, now this account to that account, $100. Okay, let's send it. You know what I mean? It only opens up another opportunity for you to find a reason why not to.
Right.
And every time you say, no, not this month, it makes it easier to say no next month.
Yeah. And I mean, while it's not the best example, but I just did that this month for all of our bills. Or I did it last month for all of our bills. And this month I was like, oh crap, I think I'm late on one of our bills. And so I went to go pay it yesterday and it was all on auto pay. Like it was just so nice. And yes, it's bills, but like think about if you were doing that for like your future, investing in your future. And it's just that automated and that simple, It just happens simply and no stress.
You won't notice it.
No.
Eventually you'll forget. We have people that call me, hey, I'm pretty sure I have this. Can you look for me? We do some searching with some, personal info. We'll find accounts and they're, tens of thousands of dollars. And the people are like, oh, must have set that up a while ago. Yeah, they're in school now. Let's take it out and give it to them. And I'm just like, you forgot about this?
I mean, but wouldn't you rather forget about it?
Yeah, maybe that's why it's so much, because they forgot. So anyways, that was my last point, guys. Just make it easy on yourself. Make it automated. Again, with the investing, make that automated. Make it something that you do forget about. And then your kid or whatever, your goal comes up that you're using the money for. And it's, oh yeah, we set that thing up. What is that? Let's check it out. How awesome of a surprise is that? It's like forgetting the $20 in your coat pocket.
Yes. We all love that.
So anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. We'll hit more depth on all those little points, but today we just wanted to hit the general idea of it. Finance, make it easy, make it automatic, let time work for you. Again, more than double the returns. But kind of totally on the flip side though, building these habits, small daily actions for our health, I feel like it's kind of a different game, but we can still apply these same principles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love that where we ended talking about our finances on just keeping it simple. I think that is a really great place to start for wellness. And that's a huge place where everyone messes up. Like what I mentioned earlier is that everyone tries to eat the whole elephant as opposed to one bite at a time. And it is it's not doable. And then they're going to stop eating the elephant halfway through because they've tried to eat the elephant all as a whole and they can only get their mouth around so much. And then had they just done a bite at a time, I'm sorry, I don't really endorse the eating of elephants. Let me just say that. It's just an analogy, you guys.
Well, the funny thing about that though is whoever said the elephant had to be eaten in a day.
No one.
No one just says how to eat an elephant.
I mean, but at the same time, let's say it's like this really nice. I guess people just put a rush on it because it's meat. So like,
how do you eat the world's largest cookie?
Yeah, that will still go stale. There's nothing, So
the world's tallest glass of water.
Instead, just have a little cookie every day and call it good, and then you'll add up to eating the world's largest cookie. It's amazing.
This is true.
It is true. But yeah, so compounding to me with the finance industry, it sounds a lot to me like daily action and how that yields a major result in fitness. So yes, it may take years, but it will happen if you choose to just add action to your goals. I know a lot of people who set resolutions and they for the new year and they never have the intention of following through with it. And personally, I don't set resolutions. I think they are silly and they don't work for me because there's no action to it. It is just a goal that has no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, yeah, sure. Someone saying that they want to lose 5 pounds in 2019, like that's a great goal and good for you. But at the same time, you can sleep. If you get consistent sleep, you might be able to lose that 5 pounds. If you pee every time before you weigh yourself, you're going to lose those 5 pounds, you know? But
yeah, no, totally. I think it's funny because just like you said, the no rhyme or reason, like why did you suddenly decide to lose 5 pounds? Oh, it's my New Year's resolution. So you didn't need to lose 5 pounds in November? Like, you know what I mean? Why does all of a sudden a calendar
you went
decide?
Absolutely crazy.
Sure, but I just think it's funny that we use a calendar to decide. If that's your why, do you really think, oh, well, on January 1st, I decided that I need to get in shape when it's 5 a.m. and you're supposed to be going to the gym or whatever? Yeah. Is that really going to get you up out of bed?
Right.
No, it's not. Your why cannot be the resolution.
No. And I mean, it's the same thing as, you know, waiting to start something on a Monday or just always saying, oh, I'm going to start that tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then when does tomorrow actually come? Because you're always living in today. You're never going to get tomorrow, you know, it'll just always be the next day.
Everyone thinks they have another tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's not guaranteed. Nope. Not to be morbid, but just to kind of be motivating, morbidly motivating.
The next show.
Yes. But so what I like to think of for wellness and fitness and all things related to health, it's all about your daily actions, which I like to think of it as creating lifestyle habits. And so just a couple things about lifestyle habits. It's not true that you will be able to make and keep a sustainable habit in 21 days. I know that's like the very popular thing to say is just, oh, do something for 21 days and your life is solved. You'll be able to more easily do that every day of your life if you just do it for 21 days. Well, the consistent effort is really nice. 21 days isn't long enough to necessarily challenge your habit and put it through the strains of life that create what messes up your habit. So, I mean, there are programs out there like the 21-Day Fix. And while they show really, really great results on their transformations and their progress photos, be realistic. And if it sounds like a quick fix, then maybe that's not necessarily the best thing. Use your judgment, but you can't change your lifestyle in 21 days. It takes much longer. It takes challenging that habit. It takes straining that habit, and it takes pushing through and choosing that habit over your excuses. My biggest thing is that you should just do something every single day. If you are wanting to eat healthy, just take it one day at a time and eat healthy today, not tomorrow. Start eating healthy today. And maybe you have to work into kind of strategically eating healthy. For me right now, I'm really focusing on eating healthy as I progress throughout the day. And while I know I personally feel really, really good when I make healthy choices first thing in the morning, I really love snacking and having desserts and having treats. So if I could eat a really healthy breakfast, but maybe have some French toast on the side, it's at the beginning of my day. So I have the whole rest of my day to work it off and continue to eat healthier. Then that's going to be great. And that's going to serve me better over time. Because one, I'm still feeding what my cravings, but I'm not letting them go out of control and take over my whole day. But I'm setting myself up so I can sustainably maintain this for long term. And then that'll just continue on to, maybe not needing the French toast in the morning, but instead having like a yummy Greek yogurt with some fruit on it, that it still hits that sweet tooth and whatever. But I mean, eating healthy does take a really long time of changing your palate from what you're used to. So it's a wonderful, it's a really good thing. So just do something every day. Even when it comes to fitness, I created a program. I don't think have we talked about this yet? I don't think we have.
I think we've mentioned that you have a business, but we haven't really gone into what it is you do too much, or we haven't. I don't think we've even mentioned the program that you wrote to help people with this.
Yeah. So last year in the spring of 2018, I was probably working 6 hours a day writing a fitness program. And it's actually really a lifestyle changing program called Habits. And it's all about this concept of, if you want to change your life, you need to do something every single day, whether it be a huge thing or a small thing. You just have to do it, and you do whatever you have time for. So Habits program, its focus is fitness. So you're able to learn how to adapt and create a habit and then be able to add on or replace the habit with something new. So it's fitness based. I give people 12 weeks worth of workouts. And to me, that is a really long time. That's technically 3 months, right? 12 weeks, 3 months. Yeah. It's 84 days. 84 days to choose in a row to do something, which is huge. In 12 weeks, you should go through some strain. You're probably going to get sick once or twice or even 3 times. You might have some real big life changes happen, whatever it is. It's long enough that you can actually start making those habits and then start to feel them being needed in your life and you choosing to keep them in your life. So yeah, I'm really proud of this habits program that I did. And it's nice because what I really stand by is not guaranteeing you're going to get the best body of your life at the end of these 12 weeks. No, you're going to have a better body or a better physique, improved physique, more toned physique, whatever, just based off of changing your life for the better and making it sustainable for you.
I think it's more about the guarantee of the simple fact, like you just said, if you do something every single day, it's going to be a habit. And the entire point of the program is pick something good to do every single day.
Yeah.
And that goodness is what it's a different concept from the whole do my program, lose weight. No. Follow this simple guideline fact of life lesson of doing something good for your body every day. And yes, obviously the consequence will be good, whether it's health, physique, whatever you're looking for. But it's so simple that I think people don't even can't even comprehend it. It's funny.
Granted, it's definitely one of those programs out there and guides out there that it's like, it's common sense that everyone knows that they should be doing something every day, but they don't. So the whole thing of the guide is that this is there to guide you through it. But some people don't find it necessary because they think they know and that they think they'll do it. They're just going to start tomorrow or they're going to start on Monday. And that just never comes. So with the program, people are able to set a schedule that works for them and then go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice because, here you have 12 weeks worth of written workouts. But even if you had planned like the full lower body day, which even when I was writing the program and testing out the workouts and didn't really know the flow of things, it took me only like 39 minutes to get through the workout. Now that I've done them a couple times, it takes me 23 minutes to get through a single workout just because I'm hustling and I know the timing of things. So it's just cool because even if you don't have let's say 45 minutes to complete the whole workout, you could just do one round of a circuit and call that happy. And it would probably be around 15 minutes. But there are workouts all the way from 10 minutes long to 45 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
The longest workout in there is 45 minutes long, and that's cardio, so it's just cool. It's a very cool guide that I really believe in, and I hope other people like it. But enough about that. So habits. Has anyone ever realized how easy it is to develop a bad habit, but how difficult it is to consciously choose to make a good habit?
Oh yeah, I think everyone struggles with that every day. Everyone knows their vices. This is what gets me that dang blah gets me every day. Everyone knows.
Absolutely. So I'm working a seasonal job at Lululemon, and a couple times in a row, I've forgotten to take food on my longer shifts. So I've needed to go buy something. So I went down to a little cafe in the mall and I got like a little tortellini salad. So good, so tasty, pretty healthy. But then I was like, you know what? I'm working an 8-hour shift today. I need a sugar cookie, which I think that's pretty well deserved. Like I mean, for all the reasons, but most importantly, I wanted one. So I honored that.
Okay.
Which is great. I was in the position to health-wise and in my day that I could honor that. I already got my workout in. It was early enough in the day that I felt okay. It's not that it was 10 o'clock at night and here I'm having the sugar cookie that's just going to live in my body until I wake up and start moving again. Guys, there's a strategy to everything, and we'll talk about it, I'm sure, on its very own episode, but don't eat cookies very late at night. You can eat whatever you want late at night. Just don't eat sugary stuff that's just going to sit in your teeth and in your gut and just turn into blob instead of energy. Anyways, that's my quick blurb. But so here this day, 8-hour shift, I got a tortellini salad. So really good, sustainable. It had veggies in it. It was more kale than tortellini, which, but
yes,
so
that
good.
Sounds gross now. It went from good to gross.
No. You're going to try it and absolutely love it someday. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I can replicate it. Anyways, so tortellini salad, sugar cookie, awesome choice. I felt really good about it. Then the next time I worked an 8-hour shift, I forgot my food again. So I went down and ordered the same thing. Tortellini salad, sugar cookie. I didn't really need the sugar cookie this time though, and I probably shouldn't have gotten it, but it just felt so easy to order it because I already had before.
It's just what you do.
And it just felt so, you had such attitude when you said that. Wow. It just felt so easy to do because I had done it last time and I did feel so good about it the previous time. So feeling a little bit more guilty about my sugar cookie this time, but at the same time, not letting it weigh me down and affect me emotionally or mentally because food doesn't have that power over me. But then the third time I forgot my food, I went to the same darn cafe and I ordered my awesome little tortellini salad with all the vegetables.
Sweet.
Awesome. Good, Hannah. Good job. I ordered my sugar cookie. And then I ordered a frothy, creamy chai latte. That was probably more calories and more sugar than all of my other meal combined, the sugar cookie and the tortellini salad. And
you doubled down.
I stepped
it up.
Down. That's like saying, I don't want just the Big Mac. I want 2 Big Macs, an extra large fry, and a large Diet Coke.
I think, so this is interesting. I don't think you even realized you did this though. So cookie up to the chai, right?
I compounded.
Then the next thing would be, all right, I'll get the cookie, the chai. Then maybe on my way home, I'll grab another latte to get dry through, whatever it may be. No, but earlier too, you did the exact same thing, but in the good direction. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What would you say? If you remember
with the eating.
Right. But I mean, what though? What was the example you gave? Was that maybe you could start with, okay, well, I want my French toast breakfast. So I'll the eggs and get some proteins and good stuff. And I'll have my French toast. Cool. But then maybe eventually that turns into a smaller portion of French toast. Totally. And then that can turn into a sweet, still kind of sugary yogurt, but it's not French toast. And then eventually it turns into the nice, healthy yogurt with some fruit and right. You just, you'll keep compounding and stepping up whatever direction you're going though.
Oh, totally. And it can either, like you can look down the road in 12 weeks from the initial change and look completely different than where you started, where you had that first little choice of, do I get the sugar cookie or do I have maybe one piece of French toast? In 12 weeks, you're going to look completely different and feel completely different, either bad or good. That's the scary thing, is that it will compound whether you like it or not. And it will continue to just build on itself.
You won't even realize it.
I think another thing that people think about, and again, this can go in reverse or towards good or towards bad, is working out. So let's say you don't have time. You're following my awesome habits guide and you start out with the 45-minute work, or the workouts take you 45 minutes. Let's say one day you don't have time to complete the whole 45 minutes. So you just do one round, like I mentioned, or even a round and a half. And then the next day you're like, oh crap, I don't have time again to do this. So then you make it even shorter. And then eventually, is there a time where you decide that it's not even worth working out when it turns into like a 15-minute workout? And you're like, how much did that actually affect me? And how did that benefit me?
Right.
Overall. So I'm just going to actually skip the thing as a whole. I don't want to dedicate 15 minutes to myself and honoring my body. And not even that, but it's just like, what's it going to do for me? I don't see the results right after 15 minutes. So, but then it could go the opposite way of you start out with 45 minutes or even 15 minutes, and then you're able to build from there. But the moral of that story is and where you see the benefit is as long as you do something every day, it's the little everyday choices that add up, for fitness, especially, and for eating. But I think this is why I did my guide on fitness, is because it's a really, really difficult thing to master just because of the mind games we can play with ourselves. But the results do add up, more so than anything else, just because diet and eating is something I've always struggled with, in the sense that I don't have a very healthy and happy gut. So, I could eat clean for a really, really, really long time and then still be just randomly sick, and that's frustrating to me. But the fitness, you can add up and whatever.
That's the point. Progression is the point.
Exactly.
But you're either progressing good or bad.
Yeah. Another thing about habits is that habits can't be made or can't happen in a perfect situation. They aren't plants. They don't, you can't just give them direct sunlight and the proper nutrients and water amount and call that happy. And then just continue on expecting to sustain that through your whole lifestyle. They have to be disrupted. You have to go through the phases of lacking motivation, quitting, disruption, straining, to be able to really keep that habit and to secure it almost, to really feel the sacrifice of your choice a little bit.
Yeah. And I think just the asterisk. Yeah, I said that right. All right.
Good job.
But for that time, or for what you're saying though about these perfect situations, is not that you need to challenge your habit, but almost not, because you said that they have to be challenged and they have to have these things. I think maybe more, you have to expect them to be. You have to be ready for them to be. If they don't be challenged, let them not be challenged. That's kind of what we were saying with the not making it harder on yourself. And I think I just don't want people to misunderstand what you're saying.
No.
Now.
Don't go out of your way to make things harder for yourself. No, in any situation, with your finances, with fitness.
But I think there are people out there who could be like, wait, what?
Yeah, no. For those people that are trigger happy and like to call themselves victims, or don't like to call themselves victims, but have that attitude, that's not where you're going to get no, stop. Don't do it right now.
Right.
No, but yes, it's all about your expectations. You cannot expect it. If you were to do a 21-day thing, great. Good on you for actually doing something and choosing something for 21 days. That's applaudable.
Sure.
Way to go. You added action to your goal, but 21 days is pretty short. Don't expect it to be that easy and that doable as you go on to your next 21 days and the next 21 days. Break it down one day at a time and then just go from there. But just know you're going to have bad days. You're going to have long days. You're going to have
birthday parties,
holidays, family coming to town. Your dog got sick and you randomly have to take it to the vet. Chesty.
Sad days. You're just not feeling it.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. Be ready for it. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm not diagnosed by any means with depression or anything, but here in Utah, I definitely get seasonal blues a little bit when winter starts creeping in, and it hits me, where it's just holy cow, it's winter. I just want to hibernate and stay under the covers. It's really just a lack of motivation.
It's your perception,
Yeah. But and sometimes I just have to honor that for a day and just be you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to listen to really soft, cozy music, be in a nice blanket, eat soup and maybe a grilled cheese or two and not get my workout in. But the day after, I'm going to really hit it hard and, get back to putting action to my goal.
Yeah. And I think with that, just that we'll all have our own different ways of honoring it, and owning it. For me, it's I love the holidays and I love the winter season too, but I can't let that bog me down. So I almost have to embrace it as the cold makes me feel alive, but then almost extra enjoy the warmth and coming home and being cozy when I'm done with my work. Being okay, I worked, I was outside, I was cold. Holy cow. Yep. That is winter. But then I got to come home and be holy cow, does this feel good to be in sweatpants and socks
after you jump out of your shower.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll all just have our own different ways. It doesn't necessarily just mean taking a day off, right?
No, and absolutely.
But that might be what you need, though, is to say, let me take one day. I'm going to own it. I'm going to own the winter. I'm going to just, this feels great. Cool. Tomorrow, right back at it. I embrace winter. We're moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me disclose that every day is different, every day's struggles are different. Every day's temptations or excuses that pop up are different. And so just, you need to really notice, I think, when you're trying to create habits and this compounding lifestyle change, that you need to look at it realistically. I've had clients in the past that are really great at honoring their bodies, and maybe they're working through an injury or something, that they, they wake up and text me in the morning before their morning session, personal training with me. They're like, do you know what? My injury is it's flared up from what I did yesterday. I better take today off. And that's great. And I applaud them for honoring their body, but then I remind them to live the rest of their day as if they worked out and started it healthy.
Right.
Keep doing that.
Yeah.
But the hard thing is, and the thing that settles in and depends on how you choose to treat whatever your struggle is or your potential excuse, is how you let that grow and fester and turn into a thing where I've had clients and their excuse turn into their habit as opposed to working out.
They're sneaky.
It's very sneaky. And yeah, it feels really good sometimes, where it's just like, I need a mental health day, and that's fine. Own that. But at the same time, recognize when it starts to turn into,
or just be aware that it will, and don't even let it get there.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to a point where you can recognize it. Be like, nope, not even going to get there.
Yeah.
Not even going to.
Where instead I have clients who text me and they're like, hey, do you know what? My injury has really flared up. I still want to come today, but just be aware and maybe tailor my workout for me,
Perfect.
And if I have the knowledge, especially prior, then I can create a whole different plan. I mean, even if they show up and were to say the same thing, good on them. But yeah, it's when they were to text. And eventually I stopped seeing this client probably after 4 times of her canceling. She just eventually ghosted me and blew me off completely. And I haven't seen or heard from her for 4 months. And I know she's doing well, good on her. But it's just, and not to talk crap at all, but just as an example of watching what habits come into your life and what habits you choose to stay. Don't let the bad habits, the ones that have a good intention. That's the hard thing about bad habits, is they have a good intention, just like my sugar.
The hell is paved with them.
Yeah, they just like my sugar cookie. It had really good intentions at the beginning, and I even felt good about it at the beginning. Just like if you were to, put off plans with friends just because you're really tired and had a long day of work. Don't just keep putting off the thing that will actually serve you just because you're getting lazy about it. And sorry to say that, but just you're letting your excuses get stronger than your willpower to push through. And I'm not speaking from a place of holier than thou or on my soapbox. I'm speaking of this from a place of, I have been there in high school. I swear I was sick more times than I was well on weekends just because I didn't want to go out. And I didn't want to hang out with friends. I just wanted to be home. But instead of just saying either I want to be home or, yeah, I'm just going to go because I know being with my girlfriends is going to be so much more fun than just watching, whatever at home or doing something. Just push through and honor your body once, listen to your body, then push through it, right? I mean, similar to finance, if you're having a strained month, but you're trying to invest and get that compound stuff, maybe you can only put $50 in this month instead of the full 100, but it's better to do something. But just watch next month that you don't feel the same excuse, and it feels easier to just give 50 the next month to your investment, right?
Oh, yeah. As long as you're doing something. I think one thing to kind of point towards that I wanted to throw out there for if anyone's listening that they feel like they do have their habit down of doing something daily, there are going to be challenges and nuances within that you need to address. And maybe we'll hit on that a little bit more in a different episode. But I just wanted to talk to those people for 2 minutes real quick, just to throw out that, like, great, you've established that. But I'm one of those people where I've but for the years, I've had down for years going to the gym every day. It's just what I've done. I made a habit of it very early on in my life. But the thing was, for me, was making it effective and efficient. Yes. I had a habit of going to the gym for 2 hours.
3.
Right? I had marathon sessions, and guys, it wasn't useful. It didn't help me to be there that long. So
no, I just wanted to. Can I jump in?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're a smoke show. Like you're hot. Okay. But like I have never seen Derek look and feel worse than when he was trying so hard and putting in those hours at the gym, because they weren't efficient and it wasn't time well spent. It was
uneducated.
Yeah.
It took me, I got more results from my fitness efforts from educating myself, listening to my body, and learning about myself and my body than from hours in the gym, hundreds of dollars on supplements, and so much effort and frustration.
Yeah.
And we'll go on more details, but I just wanted to talk to those people out there in case you've been listening and you're like, well, I get it. I go every day. I got this. Good. Cool. You have probably got the hardest work out of the way, just getting that habit down of whatever it is you're trying to build, but recognize there's more. There are more steps, just like Hannah going from the cookie to the chai, or going from the French toast to the yogurt. What is next for you? How can you make it better? Because there's always going to be room for improvement, and it's only going to make you feel better and be happier. So don't settle in, I've conquered my hill, because I want to just focus on the hill I've conquered and ignore the mountain.
Well, and I think a huge thing with fitness, unfortunately, with developing that habit, a lot of people do settle and they say, do you know what, I've developed this habit. I go to the gym, for 20 minutes to 3 hours every single day. I really do the work, but I'm not seeing any results. Mm-hmm. And they just say, do you know what, this is my body and I can't change what I'm supposed to look like or feel like. I was one of those people. Yeah. And the thing is, you have to remember what your initial goal was. Maybe stop looking at the pictures on Pinterest and say, I've got to look like her or him. But at the same time, look at your body and say, what are the possibilities that I can make my own body look like? And heck, maybe you're going to turn into someone else's own, bod goals.
Yeah, you could be somebody else's goals down the road.
Yeah, but just remember and be mindful that where you're at right now, and just because you've developed this habit, if you're not still working towards your goals and starting to see some results every once in a while, then you need to check in and make sure, whether it's with your savings account or investments or with your fat loss or weight, check in and make those adjustments as you need to once you've developed that habit. If you have a habit, you should be actively seeing results. Don't just settle and say, I've done the work. I do the work every day, and I'm stuck here.
Yeah, no. It will be a lifelong thing, guys. You got to keep that in mind, that there is really this mentality I have. And I think if you can kind of accept it, I guess, or adopt something similar to this and, make it your own, you'll see a lot of success, is because, like I said, it's a lifelong thing. There is no finish line, just checkpoints, And I think to me, that's more motivating, because to me, a finish line is kind of like I like to think there's something next. I like to think that I can do better, be more, have more, do more. You know what I mean? I like that idea that there's more out there for my life to have and to enrich my life with. And, so I don't want there to be a finish line. I want there to be checkpoints where it's like, cool, did it. Boom, hit that checkpoint. Boom, I can check it off my list. I can move on. I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And I can look back at all those things that I've done and be so proud of that and use that to push me forward. But it is a lifelong thing, guys. You just have to do it. You have to go every day, do that little action. And if you skip a day, like Hannah said, it doesn't matter why. Stop focusing on, oh, I have to stop because yesterday I did this. Well, who cares? doesn't that sound kind of lame that like, well, yesterday this happened, so I gave up on the weeks of effort I put in before that and the years ahead of me I had to keep going.
Totally.
Really? You chose the double chocolate muffin instead of the apple muffin, or you know what I mean? And that, like, it just sounds so dumb when you really just face it and look at it. But again, just step by step, just keep moving forward. It never really ends. It just gets better.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in a plug quick about supplemental habits or supporting habits, that if you have something like a fitness goal and your hardest thing about working out and making your goal of working out every day happen is just because you didn't set your clothes out the night before, set your clothes out the night before and get ready.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And make it easy for yourself. That's one thing that I really am proud of Derek, is that he doesn't just do the habit. He makes it easy for himself to do the habit by by making those supporting habits a thing. He gets his drinks ready at night for the next morning, his pre-workout, his BCAAs,
whatever. Whatever it is, the flavor of the month.
Yes. And then his his workout clothes that he sets out. He doesn't have an outfit, Sorry.
Guys. I synchronize my clothes, my shoes and my socks.
No, you don't.
It's true though.
I mean, and just recognize that as you start building habits, what's lacking in the support that you're giving yourself and what are you doing great at? And then just try to make it easy for yourself, simplify it. And you guys are going to do the darn thing. Like we believe in you. I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself and really just be mindful and be eyes open about this, and don't take anything personally. If you see that you have a weakness in something, don't take it personally and just try to, conquer it. Be better at your weakness and go forward from there. And yeah, we love you guys and keep doing good.
Yeah, keep it up, guys. Don't give up on your habits. If you have questions, anything, reach out to us. You can find us with, if you want to email us, questions, comments, concerns, whatever it may be, just wealthypodcast@gmail.com, just like we spell it, WELLTHY podcast@gmail.com. You can also reach out through social media. I only have the one. It's just Derek Spawn, or at Derek Spawn for Instagram. Hannah's more active because she's got her business and stuff. Where can they find you?
So you can find me at Health by Hannah on Instagram, Facebook. My website is healthxhannah, healthbyhannah.com. And we actually have a Twitter from our intro episode. The Wealthy Podcast has a Twitter now, and it's just called Wealthy Podcast, WELLTHY podcast. And you'll find us there. We'll try to post little snippets there. But yeah, just reach out. If you need any support or have questions, always reach out. That's what we're here for. If you have any topics that you want us to cover, we'll add it to our list. Just make sure it gets known. Ask those bold requests. If you want us to talk about something, you got to ask it and don't just wait for us to do it.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
No, but at the same time, nothing's ever going to change unless you actively work towards that change.
It's true.
Don't be a squeaky wheel. Derek and I, we try to live our lives as not the squeaky wheel. Hopefully you guys do too. But
we get no grease.
We get no grease because we're not squeaky wheels. And,
anyways.
But yeah, we just love you guys. Follow us, support the podcast. We have had so many listeners since we launched our intro episode. So thank you so much for your support. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, and continue to listen and get caught up on Wealthy so you can get the power to live well and wealthy in your everyday life. We love you guys. This is Hannah signing off.
This is Derek. Take it easy, guys. Talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.